If you found out your parents secretly charged $155,000 to your credit card, what would you do? Would you confront them, call the police, or would you just swallow the betrayal to keep the family peace? I never imagined I'd be asking myself these questions. I always thought I had a decent relationship with my parents. Sure, they had their favorites. My younger sister Emma was always the golden child, but I never held it against her. I worked hard, paid my own way through school, and built a solid career in finance by the time I was 22. Meanwhile, Emma was always taken care of. She never had to work a part-time job, never had to save up for anything, and had every new gadget handed to her while I had to scrape by. I told myself it didn't matter. I had my independence. I had control over my own life. But then, one day, I checked my credit card statement, and my world flipped upside down. $155,000 charge, flights, hotels, a luxurious, month-long trip across Europe, all booked under my name. And when I confronted my parents, expecting at least some remorse, my mother simply said, "Oh, Alex, don't be so dramatic. It's for your sister's graduation." I couldn't believe it. The people who were supposed to love and support me had stolen from me, and they didn't even think they'd done anything wrong. That's when I realized this wasn't just about the money. It was about years of being overlooked, dismissed, and used. And for the first time, I decided I wasn't going to let it slide. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. The favoritism was always there. When I was 16, I spent months saving up for a gaming console. I worked extra hours at my part-time job, carefully setting aside every dollar, counting down the days until I could finally buy it. Then, on the day I had enough money, I excitedly told my parents I was heading to the store. Their response? "Oh, we already got one for Emma last week. You're welcome to share hers." I was crushed. Not just because I had worked so hard for something she got for free, but because it was so clear to me then. My achievements never mattered as much. But I told myself it was fine. I learned to keep my head down and focus on my own path. I worked hard, earned scholarships, and built a life for myself. I didn't ask for anything from them, until one day they took something. Anyway, Emma had just graduated from college with a degree in communications. I was genuinely happy for her. I even bought her a brand new laptop as a graduation gift. Then my mother called me, practically buzzing with excitement. "We got Emma the perfect graduation gift," she gushed. I smiled. "That's great! What is it?" "A month-long trip across Europe. We booked everything. First-class flights, 5-star hotels. She's going to have the time of her life." I was impressed. That was an incredibly generous gift. "Wow, Mom, that's amazing. You guys must have saved up for a while." And then she dropped the bombshell. "Oh, we used your credit card. But don't worry, we needed the points to upgrade some of the flights and hotels. We'll pay you back." I couldn't speak. The air left my lungs. "You used my card?" "Of course. You always have such good credit. And it's for Emma. So don't be so selfish." I finally found my voice. "How much did you spend?" The number hit me like a punch in the gut. $155,000. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That wasn't just a ridiculous amount of money, it was theft, and yet my parents acted like I was the problem. I tried to explain. I told them how this would destroy my credit score, how I might need that credit limit in an emergency, how what they did was illegal. My mother waved me off. "Oh, don't be dramatic. We'll pay you back eventually." My father backed her up. "Alex, it's just money. You should be happy for your sister." Emma, for her part, was completely oblivious. She hugged me, gushing about how excited she was. "Thank you so much for this, Alex. I can't wait." I felt like I was losing my mind. When I told them they had to cancel the trip, they acted like I was the villain. My mother accused me of trying to ruin Emma's life. Emma cried, saying I was just jealous. I tried reasoning with them, but they refused to listen. So I did what I had to do. First, I called my credit card company. At first, they told me it wasn't fraud. Since my parents had my card details, they had technically been authorized to use it. But I fought back, explaining that they were only supposed to have it for emergencies, not for a $155,000 luxury vacation. After some back and forth, they agreed to investigate. Next, I froze my credit and changed all my banking passwords. Finally, I made a decision I never thought I'd have to make. I went to the police. Filing a report against my own parents was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I knew if I let this slide, it wouldn't be the last time they took advantage of me. In the end, the credit card company sided with me. The charges were reversed, and the trip was canceled. My parents were furious. Emma cried and posted a dramatic video online about how her spiteful brother ruined her dream trip. Relatives started, calling me, telling me I should have just let it go. But then, something unexpected happened. My aunt reached out to me and told me something shocking. My parents had been financially reckless for years. They had been relying on my credit, not just for Emma's trip, but for other expenses too. It hit me then. This wasn't just about Emma's vacation. This was about years of enabling, entitlement, and manipulation. So I cut contact. It was painful. My parents accused me of abandoning the family. Emma refused to speak to me, but for the first time in my life, I felt free. Months later, Emma reached out. She had finally started to see the truth, how our parents had manipulated both of us. She apologized. Slowly, we began to rebuild our relationship. As for my parents, they still don't understand why I reacted the way I did. And that's okay. Because I finally learned the most important lesson of all. Family isn't about obligation. It's about love and respect. And if they can't respect me, they don't deserve my presence in their lives. I don't know what the future holds, but one thing is certain: I'll never let anyone take advantage of me again. Clarity to anyone who might be experiencing similar. Family conflicts know that it is possible to emerge on the other side wiser and stronger. I am excited and full of possibilities as I pack my flat and get ready for this new journey, not something I have felt in years. I'm glad of how far I have gone, and I am excited about what the future presents. I'll be busy with my move and starting school, hence I might not update again for some time. Nonetheless, I will always be appreciative of the help I have gotten. Here are fresh starts, acquired knowledge, and the bravery to design the life we wish for personally.